There are three things that governments would like. Energy that's there when you want it, doesn't cost too much, and does not do too much damage to the environment. Sadly, there are often trade-offs. You can't achieve all three objectives at once. So it's common to talk about the energy policy triangle, or the trilemma. What weight do you place on each of those objectives? We could think of this as a three-dimensional problem, drawing three axes representing high levels of availability, low cost, and low environmental impact. A surface then shows the combinations that we might get if everything worked as well as we could hope. But sadly, government policies rarely work as well as we would hope, and so we would find ourselves somewhere below the surface of what is technically possible. Better policy design would help us get closer to the technical possibilities. In the past, wind and solar power were very expensive, and so you would only want to adopt them if you really placed a high weight on the environmental objective, or if you thought they were going to get cheaper in time. And they did get cheaper to the point where in some settings they're now cheaper than fossil fuels, which means they are good for the environment and they're becoming good for cost. They also help energy security in that they reduce the amount of fuel you might need to import from other countries, but because it's not always sunny or not always windy, they may not help you day to day or hour to hour with the availability of energy. But electricity storage is getting cheaper and can be combined with renewable power to give us reliable supplies of electricity that are also good for the environment. So I've given you a framework to think about the trade-offs between the different policy objectives. Next, we need to look at each of those objectives in more detail in turn.